buddy is on here. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Alright, I'm doing some programming here tonight. Let's just kind of show you how I do my stuff, old school, notepad, maybe some extra tools or whatever. You can use VS Code or so I got quite a few pieces of software here. Is this capturing my screen? Shit, I don't know. What screen is this thing? Is this capturing the whole screen? Damn it. I don't know how to use this shit. So anyways, I got some backend stuff, I got Docker, LM Studio, Llama, GitHub, I got the SQLite, pgadmin, Neo4, which is good for, I got Postgres, VS Studio, VS Code, all that crap. So, got the Chrome for Dev, which is pretty cool to have, and I like to use PowerShell. I will use command prompt, but for some reason I prefer PowerShell, and yeah, I got the Linux, what the hell is it called, where you can use Linux in your terminal. Damn, I can't remember the name of it right now. I'm so freaking tired right now. But anyways, so I got some work to do here, and I was gonna have you guys sit in the back seat, just kind of watch and see how I do my programming. If you're a beginner programmer, this will be good for you, because you can see how to develop your own little application utilizing AI of your choosing, and just kind of understand the concepts of build the application and the things that you need to do to maybe control and track your source code, kind of log what you're doing. So usually when I'm building a piece of software, I'll come up with a programming plan, a developer plan, just kind of see what kind of stack you need, and what kind of software you're going to need on the back end. If you're using Python, what are the libraries that you're going to need. So you come up with a basic concept. What is it going to run on? Is it going to run on a desktop? Is it going to be on Windows or Linux, or is it going to be on Android devices for mobile, or is it going to be for Apple or whatever? So those are the kind of things you need to discuss with your AI, or with yourself. If you're just typing it out yourself, you just ask yourself some basic questions like, what does it do, and where is it going to be served from? So, like I said, I'm a novice programmer, even though I've been doing this stuff off and on since the early 90s. And I'm like a jack of all trades, but master of none. So, anyways, I got a lot of work to do here, so if you would just like to observe and listen. Right now I'm working on some front-end errors for an MCP controlling app that I have. Basically, it's a MCP front-end, basically a dashboard for starting and stopping MCP services and things that will be connected to my local agent slash AI, whatever you want to call it. So it gives me my build version, and I can sync it up with Git and check my logs, and I got some other functions. Let's say that's AI's shell bridge right there. That's not going to be there. That's going to go away. I got some test cards in here. I had to have an RPC adapter in order for my MCP to communicate with, I can't remember why. I got it all documented. So that's the most important thing is when you get into like these super complex builds, you start off with some simple questions. You break it down into phases of development with your framework, and then you really start getting into the weeds. You need to document everything. So you need to understand how to use GitHub. So not that Git, this one. So you need to understand how to use GitHub. right? So I'm not going to walk y'all through this because that's the kind of stuff you need to learn on your own. But you need to know how to push and pull, how to branch off your different features. So if you're modifying your software, you want to kick a branch off. You think of it like a tree, right? So your tree is growing branches of features and different things that you're adding. But the main branch is, stable. That's your stable version. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you're working on. So, and you also think of it like a tree that's growing out of the ground. So as you're building onto the stability of the tree and it's growing, its core, you are branching off, and the branches will feed back into the main tree. So that's what you have to think about with this. Kind of like, let me show you some examples here. I'm getting off point. I got a lot of stuff to do here. But so this is the main branch, and it's all documented. See, kind of gives me and it has evolved beyond this. So this will need to be reviewed and updated. But it has. Is this the right one? No, this is a different one. I got a couple different. Probably shouldn't be showing y'all guys this. Where am I? It's not that one. It's this guy right here. Okay, so this one has several branches, and as I'm building onto it, I'm creating branches, and each one of these branches you can actually create a rollback point. So if you get to a good stable version, you get everything pushed and pulled, secure that. I like to do a local backup too. I don't know why. I'm just in case something goes down, I can create a local backup. So these represent the different branches as well. So I do a hard backup too. You don't have to do that with a lot of the way that Git handles the branches. You can roll back to a previous version, but you need to know how to use Git if you're going to be doing programming. And I'm sure there's other software. This kind of reminds me back when Dreamweaver was around, and you had version control. You can do it old school too. You just you can just make a hard copy backup, copy and paste the folder, and be like a version 2, version 3. You don't have to use Git, but I definitely recommend it if you're gonna, especially if you're trying to, share your source code out there with other people. So this one's got a few branches or whatever. Right now I'm working on branch 7. So let me get out of that. Alright, so I'm just going to get to work and maybe kind of walk y'all through some of the stuff that I'm doing. So this is my changelog, and this is what I was telling y'all about, a changelog. So this is something that I do, and I've been doing it for quite a while. I will have a changelog that will track everything. And when you push and pull from Git, you will also annotate in there what your updates were. So I actually think I need to do. Let me finish this update, and I'll show you how I do that. Alright, stopping front end service, PID not found. So I'm trying to get the PID of the terminal windows. So because later I'm going to have a multi-terminal interface in here, so I need to be able to pull PIDs from each terminal interface for my multi-terminal window. So I'm thinking in advance of a feature that I'm going to be implementing later. So as you program during the beginning of your software, whatever, any features that you're thinking of on the back end, if you think that's really something you're going to implement, you want to make sure that you're staging it in advance. So I already know that I'm going to be needing PIDs to communicate with this application later. So I'm going to go ahead and program it in now. So my status is working. That's something we programmed so it can pull the PID through API. This is all local, and it's also displayed up here. Got that programmed in. So the issue I'm having now is when I hit the stop button, it's not stopping the server. My restart is working. Yep, and obviously I gotta fix that. It's not scrolling down. So, all right. So it pauses. It restarts it. Doesn't kick the PID yet. Restarts the service, and bam, it gives me my PID here. So the reason behind this is I'm wanting to be able to stop the server. That'll stop all services from here, and also want to be able to restart it and then restart up all my services from here. And all these are going to be plugged into my agent or whatever. So yeah, let's go back in here and see what we got to do with this. This was my complaint. So we were going to modify the stop function in our JS here, and every time we modified our stop function in here, it caused a problem with the restart, and it wouldn't restart. It would just kill it. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I need a restart button, and I need to be able to kill it. So I didn't want to modify the stop line. Let me get some coffee here. I didn't want to modify the stop function in here, so I had recommended that we create a separate function for a kill switch, right? So and if you can look back in here, so this is why a lot of people say, oh, you can work with AI to do programming, this, that. No, you have to know some things about programming and basic functionality and how things work inside the systems in order to actually build anything with AI. You can't just plug and play and go. It's not going to work. You're going to run into a lot of bugs. You know, I imagine there will come a time in a day when you can just say, hey, create this, and bam, wham, bam, willy-nilly, it works perfect. But if you got attention deficit disorder, or you're obsessively compulsive about certain things, AI is not going to build it the way you want it, and you're going to have to go back in and tweak it. And in order to do that, you're going to have to understand some things about how it works. That's like if you're into cars or trucks or whatever, you buy it off the lot, but most likely, if you like turning wrenches and you understand how to customize stuff, you're gonna be doing some research on how to modify what you just bought. So same thing with software, you know. Or if you're a gamer, you're into Minecraft or whatever, you guys like to mod stuff, you like to mod games, you like to go in there and, you know, create your own maps, create your own characters, things like that. Function for stop, so it does not interfere with everything. We call it a kill switch, and blah 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 blah. Alright, so we popped in the kill switch. Let's see how that works out. We're going to put in a 5-second delay. That's mostly so for visual. Sorry. And I also put a control in. I put a control in. It's like, hey, you're about to stop everything on your server. So it's a warning button. It's like, hey, are you sure you want to stop everything on the server right now? Because that will literally kill whatever my agent's doing on the back end, or if he's out there messing around in the cloud, scraping or doing whatever he's doing. If I hit this kill switch, that just stops it. Like, there's nowhere. You're not coming home, brother. It just cuts the snake off. You can't connect back here. So now I got to create a new function for it. So the status check one works pretty good. As you can see, you select So we had a function status front end. Got a terminal log. Oh, sorry. And you can see how it works up in here. See, status bound. I got to get that thing to scroll down in front of it. 6 degree status right there. I don't really like the little magnifying glass there. I'll probably tweak that up. Right now, I just got to focus on the core or whatever. And this is just for me. This thing, I ain't selling this shit. This is not. This is just this application's for me. You know, because I got some stuff up my sleeve and I'm gonna be running. You know. I'm gonna drop our kill switch right down here. Bam, kill switch. Okay. So if you don't, I'm horrible with freaking JavaScript, bro. So like, I'm so glad AI is around because this helps me learn. You know, it helps me learn how to do this stuff. And that's how you should be treating AI. You shouldn't. It's just like anything else. You know, it's like an old man out in the garage. You know, you're gonna go out there. You're gonna learn something from the old man, and maybe you can show him a thing or two. That's how the relationship with our little AI buddies are. There, you use their knowledge, and you give them knowledge. Error message there. Kill switch failed. So it's going to show me if the kill switch failed. All right, so I'm going to save these guys up here. So normally, what I like to do if I'm about to implement a change, I would go ahead and log it and say, hey, this is what we're planning on implementing. So you could be simple and just type up some crap, but I kind of like these guys. So replace your current stop buttons, event handling, init front with the init. Okay, hold on. So we create the new function. Replace the current stop buttons, event handling in the init front end button. Front end buttons. I gotta find this function here. Eyes are so bad. I think it's at the top. Yeah, and I apologize if you're the expert programmer. You probably shouldn't be watching this because you're just going to be making fun. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Export functions in that front end. Okay. People are like, why is he not using Visual Studio Code? This is driving me crazy. Replace your current event binding. Add listener, click, kill switch. Front end stop, add listener, stop front end. Alright, so here we are right here. See this guy? Add listener, click, stop front end, stop, kill switch. So, yeah, kill switch. There we go, right there. I am terribly slow at this stuff, so. Okay, let's see if I screwed something up. Verify behavior, restart, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, yeah, we need to log this in the change log. Bum, 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 bum. And then we will stage and commit. Alright, so I let him prepare my stuff. And I just kind of read through it real quick, make sure he's not getting stupid. My change logs here. I'm sure there's other better ways of doing a change log. I actually had created a batch file to automate it, but It's kind of overkill. One thing, he's not putting the timestamp in there, so I just kind of been adding a timestamp in. So, like I said, change log is like your flight log or navigation log or whatever. It's like, hey, we turned right here, so you can backtrack on paper. You know, obviously you have a record because you're pushing these to get, but wrong thing there. You're pushing these, so you will have a record. You'll have a breadcrumb trail, but so I just come in here, put the timestamp in. I don't know how many people. I guess most likely a lot of professional programmers probably keep some kind of log. You can use paper and pencil too if you want. If you want to write that much, like, hey, I did this then, so I know how to go back. And this change log is really good if you're looking for something that you changed later and you like have to go back really far. Say, okay, now I need to add a functionality. How did that work? What did I do? You can go back in your change log, or if you have sequential readmes. So like I have also sequential readmes. So I will, well, documenting your software is really important. So I actually have for my instructions for NCP tools. I have a file that shows where my ports and stuff are. Got all my release notes, and I have sequential release notes. So I had already pre-planned the multi-terminal thing, so I already got a README for that. So you can have sequential READMEs, which will eventually roll up and tie back into your primary top-level README. So it's like you're documenting the branches and stuff as you go. Get what I'm saying? All right. And we will roll that up. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I've tried the AI shell terminal. It's actually pretty cool because it like auto fills out your stuff. This one doesn't. This is just PowerShell 5. I tried that. Like I said, I tried the AI shell and I had some issues with it. Not communicating with environment files. Not be able to pull anything from the system environment variables, and if I had hair, I would have pulled all of it out. And yeah, I fought that thing for hours, and I was like, screw this, bro. I'm going back to. Alright, so I'm just adding it and committing it, and then I'm going to tag it. Okay, so that's a good rollback point. I can tag it. Kill switch implemented. Restart logic stabilized. Right? Now I'm going to push it with the tags. Failed to push some references. Okay. What the I'm just yeah. Just push it. And it's cool. You set up your little local asset token or whatever you're going to be sitting there. You put it in an environmental variable, and then you make that accessible to the Windows system. So you're saving your credentials in an environment, and it'll allow your system to pull that up, so you don't have to be logging in all the time. Forget. No. Brief rollback plan. If the new kill switch. Let's see. I've been working with this guy long enough that he kind of knows the routine. So you train your model, your AI model, if it's a public model or private model. The more you work with them, the more they think like you. So you will be training them as you go. That's one reason why I just kind of keep working with this guy. OpenAI's ChatGPT. I just keep working with him because I've worked with him so much that that it, they kind of know your style. So it's like a persona. And I imagine if you download the JSON and maybe you can, if you can organize the code, you can probably upload it to another model, and they would have the same knowledge base that the same persona or whatever that you've developed over a period of time with whatever model you were previously working with. All right, so I pushed it now, so now I get the fun of getting the testing. I like to clear my terminal, test that out. This should be off. Oh, it's still running. Huh. Interesting. That's weird. Oh, it looks like it's still running, but it's actually not running. See the command terminal here? And if I hit status, there's nothing happening. That means it's not actually running at all. And we actually had designed it this way, so it wouldn't actually. I think it kills the PID, but it doesn't kill the node or something. I don't remember how it works, but. And I originally wanted to do it where I could just start the server from a. It's like starting the server from a dead server, but I can't do that. I have to run a batch. I haven't quite figured that one out. It's not a standalone application, so there we go, right here. So there's my bat. It's going to start them up, and we put all this custom stuff in here to kind of shows you, what it's running on. It's the node path. It's the front end plus the NC bridge, and we programmed all this into the bat itself. Just kind of give you some information that shows you which PID record it is. So it pulls the PID, and that PID is also going to be displayed over here in the server itself. So it should, unless I really screwed everything up. I think I broke something. Interesting. Oh, that's not going to work. What time is it? 11. Fuck. It's this. I broke something. It's not working. I can already tell you it's not working. See, the build info ain't even populating. See if I can find the line for node. No, I got a node, and then I'll run it manually. Let's see if it has something to do with my batch, maybe. Nope. I'm just get out of that. That is so weird. Okay. So let me roll back. Huh! I know exactly what I did wrong. I did this the other day. I posted my changelog inside of my JavaScript terminal. And I think that's one reason why people don't really do their programming in the notepad. Oops, that's not gonna work. Okay. Yeah. I actually did that. I just did that shit the other day. I copy an old switcher and copy and paste here. So I pasted my changelog inside my JS file. You pasting something in another file that it shouldn't be, and then you're like, hey, something's broke. Yeah, that happens. 23:11. So there's, make sure kill switch, status switch, am I closed out properly? Looks closed to me. I guess I'll find out when I try to run it. I saw that why a lot of people use the. I have Notepad++. I mean, I have no beef with Notepad++. I like the colors, like the way it, works and stuff. But I prefer a white background and just some basic stuff. I will gravitate this over into VS Code and start working out of it, but I've just been doing it with the Notepad for a couple days. So that's why I'm just tinkering around with it right now. I probably could take some time out of my development by doing it in VS Code. So this is what the start-in node looks like. So on my start-in node, or my bat file, I'm browsing to the folder. I am pulling up my Conda environment. So I make sure it activates the Conda environment. Or whatever, if you're not using Conda, Anaconda, whatever. But I make sure it's in the proper environment. And I have it throw me an error if it doesn't pull it up or whatever. And so you make sure it can contact it connects to your environment variables. Make sure it tells you which port. And I think I even have this connected into a configuration file. So I connected, I'm not sure if I did it with this one or if I did it with, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, I think I tied it in, or that's for future development. It may be for future development. I think I was going to tie it into a configuration file, and actually be able to change that on the fly, and then it'll modify it as it goes. Or I can maybe modify it on the back end. Let it start on 6060, modify it on the config file. Config file will then relaunch it under whatever port you want. Still working on that. So it just launches the front end, the bridge, launches the node for HTTP server, etc. Pulls the PID, initiates log files. So here's your front end PID right there. It puts that file out there so it can communicate and find out what, and that's where this is pulling that information from. All right, let's restart this Betsy. Restart old Betsy. Yeah. Error on 330.77.6. And we should have some. Okay, terminal's back up. Cool. So, but I don't see this communicating over here pulling from a JSON. And I don't see my terminal pop up. I know old Betsy ain't working. Alright, we'll check status. Status looking good. And restart should be functional. I'm debugging the stop buttons what I'm doing, but I'm just going back through these, making sure everything's functioning. So you change one thing, you don't know if something else is not working. That's why I created a separate function for the kill switch. Let's test kill switch pop-up button. This will stop the control server and all running services. I added this in here because it's like if you're going to kill your server, you want some kind of safe switch or whatever. And let's see if it stops the server. Kill switch engaged. System will shut down in 5 seconds. Kill switch failed. 404 not found. Interesting. It could be an error, and I might actually have killed it. Let me see. Nope, still working. Okay, kill switch not working. Is there anything else in here? Let me try again. Kill switch failed. HTTP 404. See, I programmed this console in here. Actually, these should be going down here in the system outputs, but I haven't implemented that yet, so I just popped them in the console. This is connected to my actual terminal somehow. I can't remember how I did it, but it's actually connected to my system terminal, so I can actually come in here and be like, get version. it should pop one up. Pop it up. Did it give me my information? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah. That was actually pretty difficult to program that in here, because mainly because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This should not be there. It should be up here. And I'm sure I know they have some console or terminal emulators that you can you can put in, but I figured I could program something kind of light on my end to serve the purpose. I didn't want to have to install a bunch of stuff, bog down my system with something that is when I just need a few functions from a terminal. So I just plugged in my own terminal JS in here. MCP terminal server RCP adapter. It's actually in the assets. Let's see. See, I tried the AI shell in here, and I just had so many problems with that thing. So we just wrote our own little JS file for a terminal API. Because you use Node.js, so you can communicate with the system utilizing Node.js. I was not able to communicate with the system with Python server, which that's kind of important, because I was wanting the server to be able to communicate with my shell and to operate shell commands and stuff from inside the application. I couldn't do that through Python. Well, supposedly there's some ways to do it, but it was excruciating. And but through Node.js it was fairly simple. Just launch your server with Node.js. I had to do some adjustments on programming, and then yeah, you write up a terminal JS and plug it in, man, through API, backend API. Plug it right on in, and she just communicates with your terminal. So that was now to figure out what the hell's going on with this. Debugging your system. Create a debug for your system while you debug. Hey man, there's nothing wrong with creating a debug system to help you debug your software as you build it. I mean, it's ultimately what I'm building here is it's building something to help me build other software, and it's to help me troubleshoot problems that come along the way. It's like a system diagnostic thing. It's like a console in your truck or your tractor or whatever, or the gauges on your boat. It's literally all this is right here. I mean, if you want to monitor 20 freaking terminal windows, that's cool. I don't like doing that. I want them all in my one control center. Okay, so I got a problem with this, so I'm just gonna pop it in here, let him look at it. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually upload the files, but we have such a recent context on that, so you can probably, if not, then so I usually would check a log file too, see if I can find something in a log file. That's really what these where is it at? There. Oh, I haven't added it in there yet. It's a log viewer. That's all it is. I haven't really worked on yet. We've put the framework in for it, but we haven't really got to that yet. Runtime logs. Is anything recent? 11:14. Front end error. 11:14. That's probably him. What the hell? Why is this damn file blank? What the hell, Bobby? That file should not be blank. Oh, that's not English. That's the problem. I better log that shit. That is not correct. Damn. Okay. Well, let me just put that damn thing in here somewhere. I need to ask him that. I don't need to ask him that right now. I'm just gonna stick it in there. Oh shit! What did I do? That's not 11. It's 23, 22. Let's see here. And you ain't got to be all extravagant with your when you're logging problems. You could just be like, damn, log file. You know, where am I at? Which log file is it? Frontend.log. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Damn front end log speaking Chinese and not English. That's good enough for me, right? I can't even spell. Damn log speaking Chinese, not English. Alright, so I understand that. So I don't know what's up with that. So I'm just going to put that in the change log. Let's see what he's got to say about the kill switch. Verify the route exists. Open your backend file. And let's see if we got the fallback route. I don't recall seeing that in there. Maybe I forgot to put that there. There at the bottom, you'll see something like this. Look near the bottom. I don't see anything like this. I better go to bed. My wife's gonna kill me. If AppKill is below that, the request will always 404. I'm looking at the right damn file. Sometimes they'll word some shit in it, and then let me go back to the top. He'll word something a certain way, or be having you look for code that may not be spelled out the same way. So you just kind of want to be flexible. Insert the kill switch from just above any catch 404 or Appleton calls. And make sure this block is above. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just post the whole file and let him look at it, just in case something is fishy. Ooh, that's too loud. I'm in the wrong file. Yep. What the hell am I doing? Alright, before I try to make any drastic changes, I have them review the file, make sure we don't screw something up. It's like, okay, hey, turn this bolt. And you're like, okay, before I turn that nut, let's back up and look to see what we're doing, so make sure we don't screw something up. Review file before change. Okay? So it's good to do. It's kind of like shooting on the range. You kind of get a beat on your target. You're focusing on the target, but you also want to make sure you got situational awareness of everything that's surrounding you. So it's kind of like looking at the target, but you back up and kind of look and see, get a good view of the whole file, and then make sure that whatever you're engaging or whatever change you want to make is an accurate change. Oh, coffee at 11:30 at night. Jeez. Okay. Well. Your current server is already correct for the fix we discussed. No, it's not. I didn't make any changes. The API kill route is properly defined above any 404. There is no API kill route, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking missing. Maybe I'm missing something here. Let's look for the word kill. Kill! API kill. Maybe I'm missing something. Make sure this block rick res console log blah 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 res status. I got a res JSON. That's to print that out. Let me wait the 5 seconds. And all this just to kill a damn server when you could just go to the terminal and be like Control C. Not found. Make sure this kill switch error. You know what I should probably do? I might go back in here. There's nothing here. Let me check this front end. Here. Cancel warning, app stop post, controllers, error message fetch, error message, terminal warning, stop request. And then we come back down here. And then the kill switch. Warns user triggers, API kills 5-second timer. Kill switch cancel by user system shutdown 5 seconds. Await API post. I'm gonna go with my instincts on this. I'm gonna tell him to check that front end again, because it's been hard to type. I almost chopped my damn index finger off the other day with a table saw. And yeah, that's been like months ago actually. It's healed back, but I can't feel anything. Check front end answer conflicts on the kill switch. Check front end JS for conflicts on the kill switch. Yeah. All right. So he's going to check JS, compare it with whatever we're reading out on the server file, and then this chat string is super long, and you have to restart your strings and then bring all your contacts back up in the file. So usually I'll get like one good debug session in per chat string, and then I have to start a new chat string under the same project file, because it's going to get super slow. Use the API stop, API start, restart, save. Excuse me. Minor improvement, explicit and catch, 404 handle response. Here's a review. Recommend. I don't care about the 404. I just want to stop the damn server, bro. It's giving me a 404, but yet it's not killing the server. It should be fairly simple to kill the server. You just load your shotgun up, take it out in the backyard, tell Old Yeller you're sorry, and blah! Okay. I'm sorry, Old Yeller. We had some good times together, but you gotta go, brother. Here, review the recommended version of your stop front end. Going to. Gosh. do not want to monkey around with my stop front end, so, because the last time I screwed around with that, my restart wouldn't work. And I ended up going back through this all over again. Why am I screwing around with the stop? I don't like the idea of this. I don't like where this is going, man. So I'm just kind of looking to see what I got here. Ay, por favor. Okay, George, let's see what you got. Let's see what happens. Fucking shit. I feel like I'm gonna go back into a loop. I did not like the idea of messing around with that. Okay, well, it is what it is. Alright, first things first, my restart don't work. I know we've messed it up. Alright, well that's worked. That's promising. Can I just unplug it? Like, can I just pull the plug on it instead of just pushing the stop button? No, because that was in our original plan, and we have to stick with it till we pull our teeth out. Alright, let's see if we can shut the server down. Kill switch engaged. System will shut down in 5 seconds. Or will it? Maybe it won't. Kill switch failed. 404, not found. What is the status of the server? Server is still running. Oh, man. Okay. Alright. I have to be cordial about it. We have to be professional. Yeah. I think he just said screw it. Took a big dump. Yeah, I'm not working on this anymore. Here's an error. Stop. See, he's going back through it. That's what happens when you get into a really long context. And I don't know if y'all notice, but AI does not like to be told that it's wrong. And if you do, it's like, oh, what? Maybe I should. What did I say? Let me fix this. Just give me a chance. And that's why it's going back through it again. So. Not all solutions are going to be resolved with your buddy, your little AI helper. Sometimes you got to figure the shit out yourself. Go check the bulletin boards online. You know, you have to go out and do some troubleshooting on your own. You can't 100% rely on AI. I mean, AI is literally just getting the information from us anyways. So, and they don't always have access to that. Could be hidden in some backdoor Reddit blog somewhere that's been discontinued for 20 years. I mean, I don't think they've been around that long, but here's what I found. There's no direct conflict with the new kill switch. However, the file does not contain any function called API kill yet. Hence the 404. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. No event is bound to a kill button. And no function reference API kill at all. Didn't I save? God damn it. Didn't I edit that file? With those 3 function buttons? Where are them damn buttons at? There's one right here. God damn, you do, Bop. It is right there. It says front end stop, front end status, Front end status. Kill switch. Unless I'm losing my mind. I'm looking at it right there. Dedicated kill switch front to the front end. God, look at the damn file, dude. Look at the file. I don't know what file he's looking at. Yeah, he's looking at something else. So that is correct. I do know that because I very slowly. Oh yeah, I gotta add the. Yeah, I'm not stupid. It's right there in front of me. It's in there, bro. Look at the file. Okay. Add a dedicated kill switch function to the front end. Kill switch. Kill stick. Then front end has kill switch. Yeah, so I added a kill switch function. Out. So I'm going to tell him, it's like, this is the current kill switch function. I was like, dude, we already got one. This is what it looks like. We might have a conflicting kill switch here. It looks like there's two. This is why I get comments. Like, I will comment all my freaking code because, man, it just makes everything so much easier. I think I got conflicting stop front end, export async function kill switch, function stop front end status output, kill switch front end stop. This is the function kill switch stop front end. I feel my sleepiness kicking in here. Stop front end. No, I don't need to check status one. So I do have two kill stops. So kill switch stop control server wait JSON indicator stopped. That's the status. That's these. So that looks like I have two. One is stop function and the other is kill switch function. So put two and two together. I'm sure we can figure something out here. It's already registered. Oh. So we have two functions. One was previously stop, and then we switched over and created a new function called kill switch. But we left the previous function in there, so there might be something conflicting. So that's what I'm just kind of having him look at both of them, because same thing with CSS, man. You can really screw some cascading style sheet by having overlapping rules or rules that are conflicting, this and that. Next thing you know, you're trying moving one little block and 5 blocks move. You can really, by having conflicting code in there, rules that have same thing with Excel spreadsheets, man. You like conflicting overlapping rules can really screw up something. So you just make sure you don't have duplicate functions. And sure you don't have Bud. Redundant calls and shit. You don't. George is wearing a red hat and he's wearing a blue hat. I just want to get this one button functioning today. I do not want to replace both kill and stop sections. Last time I did that, my freaking restart stopped working. You only need one function. Alright, that's kind of what I was getting at, but I'm scared that replacing that will muck up my restart. I'm about to find out. Yeah, I already did that. I'm about to find out. It's the only thing you can do. Try and try again until you screw stuff up. That's what programming is. Breaking shit. Sorry, pardon my French. Putain. So like how you can't learn a foreign language, but you remember all the cuss words. Pokai. All right, let's restart. Restart works. PID. Let's get the PID. Now we got the PID. And let's see if we can stop the stupid server. Proceed with the shutdown. Kill switch engaged. 404 not found. Again. And I'll refresh it. Yeah, it's still working. Okay, we did not kill it. Did I save the file? I'm pretty sure I saved it. Ah, damn it, man. God damn it, Bobby. What the hell? Oh. That boy ain't right, I'll tell you what. I sell propane. Propane accessories. Come on, bud. Let's see here. Let me look at this damn code. What's wrong with this? So it calls the front end. That's the restart service. I don't have fancy smancy kill switch stuff. Let me give it some fancier stuff here. I like these comments because it tells me what the hell it does. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Yep. Just calls it, it waits, it calls it, and then waits, and then calls it again. Alright, so let's see, call it, kill switch, confirm, window confirm, blah, 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 blah. There's a pop-up, we confirm it. You know, we canceled it, or we confirmed it, we engage it. That's just bells and whistles. Wait, fetch, API killed method post. API kill method post. If res, throw error, HTTP 404. That's basically what I mean. Await, res JSON, term log, kill, acknowledge, info. Cutting down connection loss. So Shit don't work. I recall, says the API HTTP server does not have a route for that. Place this just below your API stop route. I think I already did that. Maybe I did. Maybe that's why it's not working. I got something similar to it. Set timer, log, process, exit, 5,000, process, exit, 5,000, set timer, try, console log. Only thing that's just changed the message a little bit. Kill switch, blah, 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 resi, okay. JSON, gives me API kill, API post, API kill, res. I mean, it's literally the same thing I already got. It's okay. If this doesn't work, you know what? Let's add. So you good old friendly debug lines, right? Let's add some debug lines for console, so I can pull this up with dev in browser. Yep. All right, so I'm going to add some debug lines in here, so I can kick some feedback out. It's like using a multimeter or something. So we're going to test the signal. We're going to add some debug lines, get some output. Because this isn't showing me shit, and my log files ain't showing me nothing but Chinese. Okay, well, guy. You'll debug long time. Kill switch debug version drop in place. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're talking about the server file, right? Yeah. So the thing you gotta keep an eye out for. You're working in JavaScript. Make sure you know which file you're supposed to be in. Because you could be in the wrong file. Dropping section blocks, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Dropping blocks in the wrong neighborhood. Browse div console. I don't think that shit's gonna tell me anything. I think this is probably a good time to tell him that our log file is speaking Chinese. I can't read that. I don't know what the hell that is. And I look to see what it's coded in. MCP debug, that's old file there. The front end error log, that's got nothing. So our front end error. example. You can't just be throwing out gibberish to him. You actually got to show him what you're looking at. It's like saying the sign is red and it says stop. You have to show them a picture. They're not going to understand. Oh, crap. Oh, I can't go on anymore. My damn coffee's not working anymore. That Chinese looking text isn't Chinese at all. It's actually Korean. Let's solve both issues. Oh, got piped into a UTF-16. That makes sense. Fix the garble in your batch number. Update the PowerShell redirect box so log is always written in UTF-8. Replace this section. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I would never would have thought about that. Start process node argument list. CP working direct. I better show him what I got first before I start changing a bunch of stuff. Here is what I have now. Yeah, so that's a good habit. Show him what you got first, because he might try to remember what you have and maybe that's not what you got. He might be pulling some strings out of your shoelaces there and forgetting where they go. Take a snapshot before so they can understand how to properly rewire after. Well, it's kind of human brains work too. We like to see before and then after. What you looked like before, then you got married, and now after. What you thought she looked like before, what she actually looks like after. Yeah. Okay. On to the node server, ETF8, PID tracking, BAT, blah, 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 blah. Keep the same logic. We'll explicitly create UTF. For some reason we got UTF-16. I think we're right. Right? 16, yeah. Okay. Bam. Let's destroy the world. Okay. What? Was it no profile exception policy? Is that what I had before? Let me yeah, that's what I had before. Okay. Alright, just making sure. It's better to check. No profile exception policy. Alright. UTF coding. Add timestamp header. We're going to add a timestamp and header to the front end log for each new run. Oh, great, goody. Now our log file is going to start to grow. And you want your error to use the same. Duh. All them damn log files should be UTF-8, man. I'd not had to explicitly tell it. I guess I need to. Right above the start process. Okay. the start process line. There's the start process line right there. There's the load process. Oh. Where did this squiggly brain thing come from? Front end login. There's the output file and pinned. I'm going to push that over. Whoop. Yeah. Append. Launch process output file. I hope that's right. I guess I'll let me ask. How's this load, George? A little to the left. Yeah. Tapping on 0-100 right now. This crap still recording? Probably. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. I feel sorry for you if you're watching this, because this is excruciating. But I mean, literally, if you're writing software, man, it's no it's not icing on the cake. There is no, oh, here you go, Claude, write this shit, or Goose, or Rube Klein, or whatever, Bolt, fucking, what's the other one? What's the other one I got? I got that one too. All them shit I have problems. They all have problems. They all got problems. They'll hit a stopping point. They're good for building framework up. Your stack, put your stack together, get you some basic frames, but then when you start putting on the plywood and siding and plumbing, and electric, and all that shit inside this code, you can start running into some damn problems. So, and honestly, for a learning experience, you're probably better off to just build this thing scaffold one brick at a time. That way you know what the hell's going on. Because you're going to have to explain your software, how does it work, and you had some machine build it for you. Yeah. If something breaks, you ain't going to be able to fix it. You won't even know. You don't have nothing to be documented. You don't know how to fix shit. Which way did he go, George? I am going to have to stop and call this evening as soon as I get done with this. And push, save, change log in the file, and push it to Git. Let's see here. This is just so I can see the logs, front end log error initiated. Okay. Okay, we got a problem. It is being used by another process. Line 1, char 395. Do I have that file open? I do not have that file open. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why it's good to use Notepad++, because you can go to the lines. I don't think my old lady's going to let me do any programming tomorrow, so I'm trying to get as much done as I can. It's a bad thing. So, it's like it says in the Bible, a single man minds the thing of God, and a married man minds the thing of a woman. So, if you're a single man, you can mind your, things of God, and you can do all your projects and hobbies and programming and making music and making videos and music or fishing and hunting and all that stuff. You become married, you now have to mind the things of your wife. And all that fun stuff you did before, you might as well throw that shit right out in the window, son. You ain't got no time for that shit. You got time to go to work, make money. If you ain't making money in what you're doing, you gonna catch hell. I'm make pretty good money with what I do, so I feel blessed. And I'm always trying to hone on my talents and skills to improve myself. And that's what I'm doing right here, learning how to do some of this new alright. No file lock conflict. Okay, good. Let's see how that works out. No file lock conflict. First block get date C creates after we run it, if it'll run. Okay, clear. Yep, still got a conflict. Front end log is still being used by another process. I do not have it. Oh, there it is. Look. That one. Okay, let's try that again. Now see if that helps. No, that did not help. What process is using it? That's the question that I'm asking. Something is still using, yes. Ow, sorry. Okay. Something is still using the damn file. Something is still using the file. Fuck, kill me. Something already has an open handle on the file. Oh, but it's not writing to the file. Yeah, let's see. Let's get the process. Fee, fi, fo, fum, and snode. Huh. It's node. So let's try it again. Handle is not a he's a command or PowerShell. Yeah, handle. I don't have handle, bro. I don't even never even heard of handle. Handle. This is the kind of stuff you run into when you're trying to do debugging. You're like, oh, you need this tool to debug this or do that. And you're like, I don't have that tool. Oh, let me just run a Linux line real fast. Sudo, blah, 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 blah. Now I got that software. Right. No. I don't want to go through all this to do But I'm not going through all that. I am not installing a bunch more stuff on here. I mean, sure, it's pretty cool software, but it's also 12 at night. I'm tired and I just want to be done with this stupid bug. Yeah, I'm not installing that. Yeah, let me spend 30 minutes installing some software. This shit is something I'm going to use once or twice. I might have that. They have it under the Linux system. Probably not in Windows. Check for any running node processes. Slip the culprit. Already killed the node processes. And nothing shows up if it tries to read the file, or if it's locked, window will throw an arrow. Let's try to open the log file. File is locked. File is free to use. Alright, recommend next steps. Okay, it says it's free. Okay. I'm gonna have to call it a day, man. This is too much. I'll just log it in my change log, and then I'm not gonna push anything. So I'm gonna have to roll this shit back, probably. The funny thing is, I had the stop button working, and so I say I can do a rollback, maybe go back in my change log and find out when I had the stop button working, and then see, compare that with what we got right now to the additional changes. Oh, you motherfuckers. So you start with one problem, and in order to debug a problem, you create other freaking problems. Or while you're trying to solve problems, you're creating problems. Hey, it sounds like marriage. So stupid. It's like while you're trying to solve a problem, you're starting more problems. Oh, sweetie, you look great in that dress. What? What'd you say? Why you call me fat? No, I didn't call you fat. See? You just called me fat. I saw you looking at the other woman. What woman are you talking about? Ah, see, you admit it. That kind of shit right there. That's just like programming. Fixing one damn problem, you start another problem. And then I just write a song about that stupid shit. I think I did. Okay. Try running your bat now. Batman. Alright, let's check the log file. I was about to say, damn shit, deleted the log file. 1212, let's see if we can see any Chinese. Look, it's actually talking. Good, alright. It's not Chinese anymore. And let's see if there's anything in the log error file. Nope, nothing in there. That's good. Okay, so we're right into the file. I'm just gonna commit the change log. I'm not gonna commit any changes to the files that we've been working on because I just kind of want to maybe roll this stop back to a previous section. Stop. Rewire stop function to kill. It should be way up here, man. Damn. API stop process. I had a working branch. The only issue I was having was with restarting. Create a full stop status control layer between the launcher apps button. So I would be looking for a point in our change log where we had a successful stop, and then I'll take and compare that JavaScript block with the one that we have and any additional features or calls maybe that we added to it, and see if I can figure out to yeah. I think I hear somebody snoring. Is that me? I don't know, maybe I'm hallucinating. Okay, I'm just tired. I'm going. I'm totally done with this, bro. Alright, we'll get back to this tomorrow, or maybe not tomorrow, some other damn day when my old lady lets me sit down and do this again. 0, 116. Okay, we got that. I'm gonna push my change log. Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna add the change log. Commit it. I'm just gonna push commit and then git push. Yeah. And I'm just gonna push the change log because, like I said, I might have a working version. Okay, gonna end with a funny meme or something here. Okay, funny face. Yeah, funny face. No, not that shit. I mean, you had to know that. That's so stupid. Okay. Good job, dude. Good night and God bless. Yes, we have to bless our helpers, even though they're machines. I know some of you talk to your trucks and your tractors and your boats, so don't say you can't talk to your machine. All right, so that's it for today's live stream, man. So that just kind of gives you guys a preview of the way anybody can program, especially with today's technology and assistance or whatever. So now let me figure out how to shut this thing off. All right, hey, y'all have a good night and God bless.